Breaking news: just hours before Monday Night Football, the Chargers are hit with a shocking last-minute update that could change everything on the field tonight. This is not just another headline. This is the kind of news that can swing momentum, alter game plans, and spark massive reactions across the NFL. Before we dive into the full story, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss the latest breaking updates, in-depth analysis, and insider stories about your favorite team. Now, let's get to it. As the Chargers prepare for a pivotal showdown under the Monday night lights, all eyes are on Justin Herbert and whether this is finally the season he silences the critics and takes that next big step. But with today's breaking development, the entire conversation just changed. Stay tuned, you're going to want to hear every detail. Justin Herbert has already proven he can stand toe-to-toe with the AFC's best. Last week's showdown with Patrick Mahomes was living proof. But now the challenge shifts. The Raiders' new weapons are clicking into place fast, and that makes tonight's matchup far more dangerous. Brock Bowers may suit up, but at less than full strength he's still a threat. Pair him with Geno Smith's experience, plus Michael Mayer emerging as a legitimate target, and suddenly the Raiders' offense has layers you can't ignore. That's exactly why the Chargers' defense cannot let this duo get comfortable. If Bowers and Geno settle in early, the momentum could flip hard, and that Week 1 learning curve could explode into a Week 2 breakout. Meanwhile, around the division, nothing feels inevitable. The Broncos, Chiefs, and others are fighting tooth and nail. Even the reigning champs are vulnerable under the right conditions. This AFC West race isn't going to be a straight line, it's going to be a dogfight every week, right down to the final whistle. And that's why divisional games like this aren't just another date on the schedule, they're season-defining moments. If the Chargers want to prove they're truly built for January, it starts by winning nights like this one. The beauty of winning in the NFL is how quickly the stakes rise. Every victory adds weight to the next matchup, and suddenly even September games feel like playoff nights. It's only Week 2, the air is still warm, and yet here we are, the Chargers stepping into a spotlight game that feels bigger than it should this early. This is what fans live for: Monday night lights, friends gathered, emotions running high, and 3 hours of pure, unpredictable drama. That roller coaster is exactly why football hooks you: the highs, the lows, and everything in between. What's fascinating about the Chargers right now is how they're breaking their own stereotypes. Everyone expected a Jim Harbaugh-style ground-and-pound approach. Instead, the very first week told a different story: an aggressive air attack. Justin Herbert came out firing, striking Quentin Johnston with a 23-yard laser for a touchdown. Then Keenan Allen stepped up, snagging a crucial score on 3rd and 3 from the Chiefs' 11-yard line, capping off a clinical 12-play, 75-yard drive. That wasn't conservative football. That was a statement. And for all the stress fans felt watching, the one-score margins, the looming possibility of a late comeback, the reality was clearer from the outside. The Chargers weren't hanging on by a thread, they were dictating the tempo. That game wasn't nearly as close as it looked on the scoreboard. The defense held its ground, the offense stayed sharp, and Herbert looked every bit like a quarterback in total command of his weapons. This shift in style matters. It signals a team willing to adapt, to surprise, and to play fearless football. If the Chargers keep bringing that kind of energy, nights like this won't just be fun, they'll be the foundation of a season that could rewrite expectations. Last week's win wasn't nearly as close as the scoreboard suggested, and that's exactly what makes it so encouraging. This Chargers team didn't just survive, they controlled the pace and dictated the story from the first quarter to the final whistle. Now the question is whether they can stay fearless and keep attacking through the air against Pete Carroll's defense. This isn't just another matchup. This is one of those rare games where both teams know each other well enough to turn every snap into a chess match. That's why Monday night could feel different. Expect discipline, sharp execution, and very few freebies. No sloppy pre-snap penalties, no mental lapses, just two teams trading punches and showing off their best football on a national stage. It's the kind of game you circle on the calendar because you know it will be physical, intense, and fought down to the smallest details. Brock Bowers' presence adds intrigue, even if he's not at full strength. A talented rookie at less than 100% can still be a nightmare matchup, but it also opens a window for the Chargers to exploit. If Herbert stays locked in, the offense remains aggressive, and the defense keeps its composure, this is exactly the type of game where the Chargers can make a statement about who they really are this season. And beyond all the X's and O's, this is the heart of being a fan, watching your team go into hostile territory or stand tall at home under the lights, knowing every drive matters. Win or lose, games like this define the season's storylines. And with the energy around this matchup, it feels like something special is about to unfold. All offseason we dissect every angle: OTAs, rookie minicamps, depth charts, free agent signings, and it's all fun, but the real story always circles back to one name: Justin Herbert. He's the axis of the entire franchise. When you talk about the Chargers' ceiling, you're really talking about Herbert's ability to take them there. And now that the games actually count, the conversation shifts from speculation to proof. In the AFC, talent at quarterback is everywhere. You're not measured by highlight reels, you're measured by who you beat. That's why these matchups matter so much. It's not enough to just play well, you have to go through the best to be considered the best. Herbert has the tools, the weapons, and the experience. This season, it's about stacking signature wins and showing he belongs at the absolute top of the conference. Monday night isn't just another game on the schedule. Even though Geno Smith may not be the marquee name in the AFC, the rivalry with the Raiders elevates the stakes. These are the games that shape playoff races and define narratives. The weather, the officiating, the injuries, none of it matters when the clock hits zero. In the NFL it's brutally simple: wins and losses. For Herbert, that clarity can be a weapon. Every divisional game he wins sends a message: the Chargers aren't just contenders on paper, they're delivering on the field. And that's why this matchup matters. Because under the lights, against a team that knows them well, this is the kind of night where a quarterback can start rewriting his story in real time. The truth is, this season feels like a turning point, not just for Justin Herbert but for the entire Chargers roster. You can sense it in the way they carry themselves on the field. There's an urgency, a sharper edge, as if every player understands the window is open right now and they can't waste it. That kind of energy doesn't show up on a stat sheet, but you feel it in the tackles, the celebrations, and the way the offense attacks after a big stop. What makes this matchup so compelling is how much it reveals. Division games have a way of exposing flaws and amplifying strengths. Win here, and you don't just get another tick in the standings, you gain leverage, confidence, and a blueprint for how to handle the rest of the season. Lose, and suddenly every mistake from September gets magnified. Herbert has been in big moments before, but nights like this allow him to shift the narrative. Deliver a clean, decisive performance under the lights, and it's not just a win, it's a statement that the Chargers are done being a potential team and are ready to be a problem for the rest of the league. That's why this game carries a different kind of tension. It's not just football. It's identity. It's rivalry. It's a chance to prove, in front of a national audience, that all the off-season hype and all the roster moves were building towards something real. And if the Chargers execute, this could be the night everyone looks back on as the moment they knew the tide had turned.